Hi, fourth graders. Welcome back to our library lesson for this week. It is another book talk, so let's start off with our book talk song. Remember to sing along with your part. Book talk time. Stop what you are doing and make your way back to the floor. Book talk time. Time to read a book that maybe you've never read before. Here's your part. I know who I want to read to me. Mrs. Radway, please just won't you read to me? I know who I want to read to me. Read to me. Read to me. Well, today I'm going to tell you about one of my most favorite chapter books, and it is a chapter book that I actually have here in my house because I used to do it as a read aloud when I was in the classroom. It's called Among the Hidden by Margaret Peterson Haddix. It's the first of, I think there are 6 or 7 books in the series. So let's take a look at our book talk. I'm going to walk you through a book talk on Margaret Peterson Haddix's book, Among the Hidden. And I will read to you the part that I have written, and then the poster is still here to remind yourself of the 10 steps that there are in a book talk. Remember, the first part is to introduce yourself. The book talk will sound like this. Hello, my name is Mrs. Radway, and I am the librarian at Lowell Elementary. I have a great book to tell you about. It is Among the Hidden by Margaret Peterson Haddix. It is the first book in a series called The Shadow Children. Next is probably the most important part of a book talk, which is when you are giving the summary. Remember, you want to tell about the characters and the setting and the problem, but don't go into too many details. Luke is a shadow child, a third child forbidden by the population police. So he has lived his whole life in hiding. He has always been able to get out and play in the woods, but a new housing development is now forcing him to stay inside all the time. But one day, Luke sees a girl's face in the window of a house where he knows 2 other children already live. So there's another shadow child in the neighborhood. So many things in this book remind me of how some of us are feeling right now. Imagine not even being allowed to go outside during quarantine. That is how Luke is feeling every day of his life, and he's almost 12. This book really makes me think. Is it right for a government to decide how many children a family can have? And are these things that are happening to Luke okay? My favorite part was when Luke was able to see the other shadow child in the window. He no longer feels like he is alone. And that is when the adventures begin. The adventure he goes on next is daring. You should read this book because you will want to know what Luke does once he met this other shadow child, who we later learn her name is Jen. If you like reading science fiction, then you are going to love this book. It will really get you thinking and comparing. You can find this book in the fiction section in the H authors for Haddix. The call number is FHAD. I also wanted to let you know that while we cannot be in our library right now, you can find this book on an app called Sora, right down here, S-O-R-A. You can find that in class link. And also, if you have a public library card, you can listen to the audiobook on an app that they have called RB Digital. If you are really excited to read this book, which I hope you are, I also have linked some of the first chapters 1 through 8. I found another teacher doing a read aloud, and I've linked those to your learning board. So if you've gotten so excited about this book and you want to start reading it, go listen to those chapters read by, I believe her name is Mrs. Rust. There's another optional activity on your learning board as well. Optional meaning you do not have to do it, but if you really enjoyed the assignment last week of writing a book talk, you have that opportunity again this week. You still have the same link to the Google form where you can fill out your book talk and your recommendations. Remember, if at the very bottom you say, yes, I can share it, I will share that with your class either through Google Classroom, or if there's a really spectacular one, I might put it on next week's learning board. I hope you had fun listening about one of my most favorite books, Among the Hidden, part of the Shadow Children series. Until next time.